Feeling
So one of the key areas is to look at market data. Now, the reason this is important is because you want to understand the trends, you want to understand what's going on in the marketplace, and therefore be able to predict maybe some of the trends that will happen further on and later on down the line, or even if it's just in the moment type decisions that you need to make. Now, the importance of market data is that it's used for just about everything. So if we have a look at, let's say, you're going to the supermarkets and shopping and all these types of things. Now, all the new flavors that you see of your favorite yogurts or whatever it might be, is all of this new stuff is based on market data. What are the trends? What are the gaps in the market? And one of the big trends that you'll see at the moment is protein. So you'll see a Mars Snicker protein bar, and you'll see other brands bringing out these types of protein products. If you go in a lot of your stores now, there's a lot more focus on health, and again, that's just one of the big mega trends that's out there at the moment. So you'll find nuts and seeds and all sorts of things that you may not have seen before, and also the big trend of gluten. And this all comes back to market data, and we apply exactly the same premise to ICOs because it will help us understand later on down the line. If people don't look at the data, then they're sort of a little bit blind to what is big out there, what's driving what. So now we'll have a look at some market data. Not that data. So as you can see here, you've got 2014 all the way through to 2017. You can see there is a huge jump in the number of ICOs. So the ICO process is becoming incredibly popular in gaining money and capital from people. And also the process is becoming a little bit easier to do as well, which is great. But we are seeing a whole bunch. And what that means is that you go from some small quality projects to a whole bunch of people just getting on the bandwagon, unfortunately. And we can have a look at some of the top ICOs in 2017. And a lot of these are, Mobile Go, wherever they've gone. Tezos, we won't even talk about Tezos. And if we go down some of that list, there are some great ones in there, but also there are not so great ones in there as well. And all this money has just sort of disappeared. And I think this is why regulation will be really good. But what we can see is there is a huge jump in sort of cryptocurrency and core tech in terms of the trends. Also seeing a huge jump in sort of gaming and gambling. And so you're starting to see what's driving the ICOs at the moment, what are the big trends. So that would say to me that obviously in 2016 there was a couple. I don't think any of them really succeeded. 2017 was great. The one that stands out for me is Funfair, but that area is increasing. Again, something like blockchain and gambling just go hand in hand, really. So there's some key technologies that will really revolutionize the whole marketplace, and there's some where it just won't have any impact at all. There's no need for blockchain, but loads of people will bring out products and ideas that may be part of blockchain. So this takes us back to the dot-com bubble. And it was exactly the same. There was a whole bunch of great brands that came out of that, but there was also a whole pile of turds as well. And again, we're seeing the same. There's a whole bunch of rubbish out there. We can also see here the amount of money that's been raised as well, and by industry. So you can really see that 2014-15, I mean, it was pretty much nominal compared to some of the numbers that we see in 2016, which was pretty much the finance investment side driven. But then into 2017, where they raised 4.2 billion, I mean, now we're talking some crazy numbers. And you can see that, some of the industries in terms of the monies that they've raised, and then we look at their share or number of ICOs that happened, we can actually see that, some of these are gaining some real momentum. Core and technologies, finance markets, there's a lot of these trading tools and bits and pieces coming along. Banking as well. That's, the amount of times I see there's 2 billion people without a bank account, and we have a product that solves that. I mean, there's absolutely loads of them now. And again, each country might have their own sort of system or banking or element before this. And we have other banking brands as well, such as HSBC, RBS, Lloyds Banking, all those types of things. So there's always a market for several players. But I think, like I said before, a lot of money is going into these, and a lot of this money will be lost. Next, if we look at 2018, which is, let's talk about the future, what's happening now. And we can see that the start of the year has absolutely gone off like a rocket. I mean, February and March have been quite bad months in terms of the price of cryptocurrency, especially the alt markets as well. They've taken a huge decline, but we're seeing a massive rise in ICOs and actually the money that has been put into them. So if we have a look at the top 10 ICOs, we can see that Telegram has raised 850 million, which is just crazy. The amount of people that have been like lemmings getting into this, and the next thing is they're going to raise another 850 million. So, you know, that's over $1 billion. They don't need $1 billion to run the project. Where's the money going? What's happening? And, you know, a lot of people are going to get screwed on this. You know, if we have a look at some of the other key ones, Evian as well, 100 million. Again, not sure about that one. I'm not Swissborg, quite a good one. Lendroid, again, not sure about that. Fusion, not too bad. You know, there's some okay ones in here, but there are also some that are just, they're not going to be here, or they're going to run away with your money, unfortunately. So again, just because they raise shitloads of money doesn't mean they're a great ICO. So if we have a look by category, we can see here for 2018, obviously Telegram has completely skewed the numbers here, showing that communication is the biggest, and it's not. The key ones are obviously financing and trading and investing. So all of these, I think there's something like there's over 100 hedge funds in crypto now. So there is an absolute boatload of them. You've got commerce and advertising, payments, mining. Absolutely avoid mining. All of this mining stuff, there's no money in it really. Let's be honest. I mean, I mine myself. I know the numbers, and I have very little overheads. These other places have overheads and loads of stuff. So I just don't think the return that they're going to be able to deliver. I've noticed recently that the difficulty rating is getting incredibly hard, especially on my Litecoin. Just pretty much overnight, I've gone from half a Litecoin to a 20th of a Litecoin. It's absolutely nuts. So I'm noticing some huge differences there. Drug and healthcare. I think the next one that's going to be one of the big areas is machine learning and AI. I think that's going to be the next big thing. And I think an area which is sort of really unexplored at the moment is recruitment, which is right down the bottom. So that's taken care of all our market data. Yeah.